Recording. Hello, everybody. My name is Kate Egelhoff, and I'm the Community Education Specialist here at Harmony Co-op. Welcome to our new Egg Favorites class with local chef and restaurateur, Amber Lynne.
Hey, everybody.
I know you are not here to see my face in a mask, so I will get out of your way in just a second. Feel free to, if you have any questions, you can either use the chat or unmute and talk. That's fine, however you're comfortable, as long as there's not a lot of background noise. And if you cannot hear us, let us know. We've got a little microphone in here, and we'll do what we can. So just a couple of seconds, let us know if you can't hear anything.
I will try to be loud. I'll use my mom voice.
And feel free to unmute if you have anything to say. All right, if everybody's ready, let's get started. Thank you, Amber.
All right, welcome you guys. I chose to do a class on eggs because I think that we do the same scrambled eggs, fried eggs, same classic deviled eggs. Same dishes, and it's hard to think outside of the box with eggs, but eggs are a great source of protein. They are a cheaper source of protein, and they can be really fun. So I thought it would be kind of neat to introduce a couple of my favorite egg recipes, and then get you guys thinking about how you can even turn my recipes into kind of your own favorite thing. So today we've got kimchi deviled eggs that we're gonna do. And then I'll get you thinking on some spins to that. And then we're gonna do an egg drop soup. So classic egg drop soup is very simple. It's just broth with eggs, but I'm gonna spice it up a little bit by encouraging you to add vegetables and then other flavors that would work in that dish. So my kids actually love egg drop soup. It's one of our family favorites. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna get our eggs going into our steam bath here. So I like to, you can hard boil your eggs any way you like, but I like to actually steam them. So I've got a little basket in my saucepan, and I'm gonna throw 5 eggs in there. I've got about 1 inch of water in the bottom.
Boy, and I wasn't muted.
Do you have a question? No? Okay. So I'm going to throw my eggs in the bottom here, and I guys can't really see, and actually the water is room temperature, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put the cover on, and then I am going to stick them on medium heat, and actually I'm going to have Kate set a timer for 20 minutes. All right.
20 minutes, you said?
Yep. And that's pretty foolproof. They always peel really well. They are done perfectly. But again, do it whatever way works for you. I just found that steaming, because I use farm fresh eggs, works really well to get that skin off. Otherwise, sometimes they don't peel so well. All right. So while those are working, we're going to get started on our egg drop soup. So we're going to kind of go back and forth. We are going to start with some veggie stock. You can use chicken stock. I'm sure you saw the recipe. So I picked this lovely Better Than Bouillon here that I picked up at Harmony today. This is one of my favorites. So you can make it vegetarian or you can add chicken. You can even make your own stock, which is what I like to do as well. All right, so we're gonna get 4 cups of this going in here. So we need 4 teaspoons of oil. And I am gonna add 4 cups of water. This is a very easy soup because you don't need to, I don't know, it's not difficult. it's quite easy. So I'm just gonna mix up this paste so the stock is ready to go. And then we just need the rest of our ingredients as far as the flavors of the soup. So 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, a teaspoon of ground ginger, and actually you can use ground, you can grate your own, mince your own, or I think Harmony also carries this great little product here that is actually just kind of a ginger mash right in a little tube, which makes it easy. So this is a great, easy weeknight meal that hopefully the whole family will love. All right, so we're gonna get a teaspoon of ginger in there, and I'm actually just gonna eyeball it. All right, and you can use more or less depending upon your preference. And then we're gonna get that 2 tablespoons of cornstarch in there. And this is just to add a little bit of, not to make the soup thick, but a little bit of mouthfeel to make you feel like it's a little heartier. So that's all the cornstarch is for. If you don't want to add the cornstarch, you don't have to. However, it is gluten-free, which is nice. All right, garlic powder, and you can add garlic powder, but I got a nifty little garlic clove here. And I am actually going to just cut the end off and smash it. And another one of my favorite tools here is a handy little garlic press. So, whoops. Kind of makes life easier. You don't have to mince it. You don't have to mess with it and get all sticky. You can just press it right into your soup. So, super easy. All right. Then we need to whisk that all together. So there's your basic base for egg drop soup. Now, I am going to show you guys some fun stuff. All right. So eventually we're going to add a little bit of toasted sesame oil. I like to use a little bit of tamari, or you can use soy sauce. I also, if you can find other flavors that you like that work with Chinese food, this one I like is lao gama, and it's a spicy chili crisp. Actually, my family really love this, and we're down to our last jar. But it's in oil, and it's, I don't know, it's kind of neat. It's got little soy nuts in there, chili flakes. It's very, very flavorful. Kind of cool. And you'd have to go to some specialty stores, or you would have to order these online. This one is a Szechuan chili crisp. So this one I had to order online because I couldn't find it. It doesn't have any, it took me a while to figure out how to find this, but this one also has a sesame oil taste. It's a chili. It's got some heat. We like to actually have it like on our eggs when we fry them and stuff like that. So I've got a little bit of that in here. So those are things that we're going to add after we get our eggs in there. Also, I want to show you guys a little technique here. I've also got some green onion. I want to show you guys how to horse ear a green onion. And actually, you can horse ear peas as well. Anything that kind of is round that would have a hole in the middle, just to make it look cool. And I'll show you guys what I mean in a sec here. So I'm going to cut off a few of the parts that aren't so great on the ends there. And then you just want to, I'm not sure you can see, but you want to take it as as much of a bias as you can. So not your straight chopping or slicing, a bias, but as up and down bias as possibly can be. So this is kind of I'll show you guys here so you can see. Oh, maybe not. So it's kind of hard to see, but it really is kind of pointy at both ends. And I'm gonna kind of open it up and it looks like an ear. Maybe if I put it down by, there we go, by my shirt, that will make it look better. So it kind of looks like a horse ear, right? Or a rabbit ear, whichever. That's kind of fun just because it looks nice. And then actually later we're gonna put one of these on our deviled eggs, just to kind of spice it up. You could actually even make a flour with these on top of your deviled egg. That would look kind of cool too. So I'm going to horseear some of those, and it takes a little bit of practice, but just kind of figuring out the bias that you need to do. Oops. And it helps if you have really consistent green onions. Okay, so I think I've got a few there that I can work with. All right. Also, I'm going to grab some peppers. Like I said, there's some things listed there. You can use corn, you can use carrots, snow peas, peppers, green onion, sauteed mushrooms is something, or I've used dried mushrooms. I've also used dried fiddleheads, so I've got some of those here, which I've heard is used in soups and things, and this is my first year doing dried fiddleheads, but they're actually kind of interesting. We've had them in this, and that's the only thing we've had them in. But another way to preserve something and use it through the winter. So dried fiddleheads. Oh, miso paste. I also have over here a little bit of miso paste we'll stick in there. And I think that's it. All right, I'm gonna also kind of horseear these peppers. Maybe you guys can see too. These don't have the pointy ends, but same kind of thing. It's kind of an elongated on the bias there. So that'll be kind of fun garnish for our soup as well. I like color, so it's always fun to have colorful things. It makes us want to eat it, right?
It's like you eat with your eyes.
Yeah, that's right. You eat with your eyes. All right. I'm going to crack my 3 eggs here, so I'm ready with that. So we're just making a little batch of this. You guys can multiply it as you see fit. I'm going to give my cornstarch and garlic and my stock another stir, and then I'm going to stick it on the stove. Turn it on low.
You want me to turn it so they can see, or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
So we're gonna, when we put the eggs in, we're gonna show you guys so that you can see how to do it. And like I said, this is a super simple soup. You could even add rice to it if you wanted to give it a little bit of starch, or rice noodles, ramen noodles. But it's a very rich soup, so it's actually got a great rich flavor to it, which is the eggs add richness to it. Okay. Get my eggs nice and mixed up there. All right. Okay. There we go. Okay, how are we doing on our timer, Kate, for the other deviled eggs?
8 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna do a quick rinse on my hands here. So I'm touching raw eggs. We gotta make sure we wash our hands. We're gonna touch the other fresh things. Okay, so while that's warming up, talk a little bit about deviled eggs. So like I said, today we're doing the kimchi deviled eggs. We're going to use some gochujang powder, which is a Korean powder. Again, specialty food store, or you can order it. And then gochujang paste. So it comes in 2 different forms. It comes in a little tub, and it's a fun paste. It's hard to see. And then, of course, it's kind of going off the flavor. My favorite kimchi is here at Harmony. It's the Korean kimchi, wild brine, I believe is I think I ripped it off.
Yeah, it's wild brine.
Wild brine, oh, it's on the side. But really, really good. If you're not sure if you like gochujang or the flavors, try this first before you order a big bag of the gochujang powder. But so I love this kimchi so much, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a deviled egg after my kimchi flavors. So generally we do the same old deviled egg that is pickle juice, salt, pepper, a little bit of mustard powder. You guys really could go wild with deviled eggs. If you like avocado, mash avocado with your deviled egg. If you like bacon, finely chop your bacon, put a little shallot in there, maybe even a little Parmesan cheese. A little jalapeno, so you could, oh, it's a jalapeno popper deviled egg. There are lots of different ideas. Tuna deviled eggs, beet deviled eggs. You could add a little bit of pureed beet in there. You could even pickle the egg on the outside in beet juice so it's pink. Spinach artichoke. There's just the ideas are endless. So. Just trying to get you guys to think outside of the box with deviled eggs because it's fun, right? And then it's always fun the way we garnish them. So just like I said, the little horse ears, I'm going to use a little bit of the gochujang powder. The paste is going to go into the actual egg yolk filling. I've also got some ramp powder here, green. I like to use different colors. I may or may not use that, but that's kind of fun. So and playful, and then it's a good appetizer. Also, I'm not sure if we could do maybe some of each, but traditionally we cut the egg in half lengthwise. You can also lop off the top. I don't really like waste, so I don't do that often. Or I say, hey kids, here's a little snack. But you can take the top off of the egg when it's standing up, and then you can fill them from the top, and it looks pretty. So we might do one of those, and I can show you guys. Another thing, when you're doing deviled eggs, it's kind of nice to have a really smooth egg, egg yolk. You don't want to have those chunks and lumps and stuff in there. So you can use any sort of strainer with a fine mesh. This one is a flour sifter strainer. You just put your egg yolks in there, and then you can press it through with a spatula. And then you have kind of rice egg yolk, and that makes a really smooth filling. So, and then you'll add your ingredients to it after you're done ricing it. So I think there was some here, a fine mesh strainer that has the handle, whatever you've got at home should work. It's not hard to push it through there. So that's a handy tip for you guys too. All right, let's see. Does anybody have any questions?
Seeing it anyway. Feel free to speak up if you have any questions.
I love questions.
Yes.
All right. So I'm just going to prepare my little egg plate here while we're waiting for both of our things. I think our stock is almost come to temperature, so we can put our eggs in. I am going to this up. It's pretty tightly pickled.
Want me to?
Feeling windy right now. Oh my gosh. I probably need a knife or a knife, yeah. Cap usually works, but. I also brought some pickled fiddleheads. Just like to spark and inspire funness, and there we go, that worked. In food, so I'm gonna stick a couple kind of as garnish for our pickled eggs along the edge. We'll also put some kimchi in there, but I thought that would be fun. I don't know if you guys can see or not. A couple little pickled fiddleheads there. Oh, I can't wait till we can do in-person class. That'll be great. Okay, it looks like our stock is ready. I'm trying to see if it's steaming yet. Our stock is steaming, so you don't want your stock boiling when you add your eggs. And you're gonna strain the eggs in there. You want it just to start to steam. It's hot enough where it's gonna cook the egg, but it's not gonna boil it apart. So I'm actually gonna turn it down just a little here. And then if Kate can maybe make it over here to check it out, we're gonna swirl the stock till it's going in a nice circular motion. And then I'm gonna just kind of let it go for a sec, calm down a little bit, and then we're gonna stream eggs in there.
Can they see? Look up at the screen.
So what you're doing is you're kind of creating like long noodles that's just cooked egg. Just gonna swirl it again here a little bit. Now, this is something you don't want to do when you're making, lemon curd. You don't want to pour it in there. It's really hot. But we do want to do this for. Oh, there was a chunk. Okay. Just gonna keep. I'm almost done. And so you just want to try to keep it swirling a little bit, going around, so it kind of carries the egg around. All right. Okay. Looking good. So it should look kind of like there's curdled egg in there. Oh, it's like I don't think we can see, but I hope you guys try this at home. I really, really do. So really, really do. Now I'm going to add some of the other things. And like I said, you just want to do this at the end. So it's like you just heat up the stock. Oh, there goes our timer. We're going to stop and get our eggs under cold water here. All right. Okay, first you'll need those while we finish this up. Ice bath is best. Cold water, get it running, get them cooled off. That works too. All right, so we're gonna add our things at the end. I'm gonna add a little bit of sesame oil.
Can we try and turn it down?
I don't think so. We'll put it in a bowl when we're done. Sesame oil to taste. If you don't like sesame oil, you don't have to use it. That's what's fun about this. You can do what we want. I'm just gonna put a tiny little bit of tamari in there, soy sauce. I like more ginger, so I'm gonna put a little bit more in there. And a little bit of miso. I'm gonna put about a teaspoon. Like miso. Also makes a great stock soup. All right, and then everything else, peppers, I'm gonna go ahead and wait until I plate mine, and then I'm gonna put the peppers in there. So I'm just gonna give this a stir. All right, got a bowl. So you see how fast this came together? Super fast, super easy, super rich. See if I can pour this without making a mess. Nice little comforting bowl of soup, which has a lot of protein in it. It's nice and filling. So now I'm going to just go ahead and throw my fresh veggies in there. If you like them really cooked, I don't know, I like the contrast with the crunch. So I'm just throwing my peppers in and a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of the green onion. So hard to see. And then I'm going to put a little bit of the Chinese pepper on there for a little bit of flavor. Oh my God. You smell it?
It smells amazing.
I love to smell it. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, there we go. Like I said, you guys aren't here to smell and taste it, but I hope you try it at home. It's amazing. It is one of the most simple, amazing soups that you can really do anything with, and it's veg forward and good protein. All right. Get those deviled eggs. All right. All right, there we are. A nice easy peel. And these are, I think these are as fresh as you can get. So, very, very nice easy peel. Looking beautiful. So that is my foolproof way. I've tried baking them. I have tried, of course, I've tried putting soda in the water. I've tried all kinds of things, and this is my go-to. So, and beautifully done inside. Like I said, I've never been disappointed using this method. So perfectly cooked all the way through, no green edges. I don't know if you guys know they're not. If you overcook your eggs, you're gonna see green around the edge. And that means that they weren't cooled right away or they were overcooked. This one is actually still steaming, so I just wanted to get one open now for you guys. But you definitely don't want to overcook them, or you'll see the green. So I'm just gonna pop that there. All right, grab another one. I think those are good, so I'm not going to worry about, the water's pretty cold. Also, you can kind of crush them and roll them in your hand and try and think about other tricks that I know. And if you did, it's kind of hard with, depending upon how hard the shell is, but then you kind of crack it all up and it's much easier to peel as well. So it goes a little bit faster. Yeah, but just don't roll it too hard in between your hands, because then you might actually crush it. I have done that too. So gently roll. You have to find that perfect pressure. There we go. Another beautiful one. This one I am going to cut the top up of. So it's a little bit harder to get the egg out if you do it this way. You can use a butter knife, you can use a spoon. I'm gonna use a tiny little 1/8 teaspoon, just to kind of start digging it out. So this is a little bit more tedious. Also, you kind of figure out where's that sweet spot to cut it off at. Like I said, it creates a little bit more waste, but when it's in the, in your little egg holder, it looks very cool. So I'm actually going to see if I can just pop it out. Sometimes I can. It's not working for me. Also, I recommend, you can still sell quail eggs here?
We do on occasion.
Okay. Yeah, I also recommend trying quail eggs for deviled eggs. Harmony does carry them, or they have, and Kate says they do on occasion. So quail eggs are kind of fun. Everybody asks if well, they think it takes a lot longer, but actually it doesn't. Quail eggs peel pretty quick. The only thing is that when you do quail eggs, the membrane on the egg is much harder and the shell is much thinner. So you have to actually kind of take your fingers and kind of rip the membrane open, but the shell is very, very thin, and it'll feel like the egg is broken open. That membrane is really, really tough and thick. It's probably 4 times as thick as a regular egg membrane, so that's just good to know. But once you pop it open, it feels really easy. So you guys can incorporate your favorite flavors into deviled eggs. Just think about what your favorite meal is and add those flavors into your egg. You just have to make sure that they're minced, or you can use your garlic press for other things too. It can press anything. And just so that you've got a nice smooth paste. Like I said, Parmesan cheese works really well in eggs, and kind of don't know what's in there, but it kind of gives it a nice flavor. Super easy. All right, a little bowl is not going to carry all the eggs that we want. All right, more. And as you guys can see, all these are peeling very beautifully. So, and all cooked very beautifully. And the reason why I started trying different things with eggs, because my family eats vegetarian part of the time. And we have a lot of eggs. I think eggs are kind of in abundance these days. I feel like everybody got chickens and they have eggs. So it's kind of nice to do something different with them. My kids get sick of scrambled eggs, fried eggs, like I said. The same old things. All right, so there we've got a nice dish there. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up that one, and we're gonna press this through. So I'm gonna use a spatula. And like I said, you just rub your spatula, press the eggs down. It's a handy tool here. This works for potatoes as well. If you want you don't have a potato mill or don't want to go buy something different. This little handy dandy tool was cheap. It does a lot of things. It's, like I said, sifting flour. It's a strainer. It's a nice shape. It goes over a bowl. Instead it rices potatoes and rices egg yolks. Almost done. All right. See, super simple. Done. So we're just gonna lift it up. You guys can see the rice egg yolk on the back there. We're just gonna scrape that off. And now, you don't have to worry about whipping these eggs with your beaters, in your mixer, or anything. This little rice egg is gonna make a super smooth paste. Okay, I am gonna throw some gochujang paste in there. All right. Put a little bit of miso in there. Got a teaspoon. Like I said, you can, whoops, I guess we're gonna do a little bit more than a teaspoon. Got a little more out. You can do it to your taste. So that's kind of how we do it anyway, right? That is one thing that I do tell people is when you have a recipe, it's a guide. Don't be afraid to taste it and change it the way that you like it. So, in fact, I encourage you to taste it because sometimes we make a recipe and we didn't taste it through, and at the end we might be disappointed. Maybe it needs more salt, or maybe you wanted more ginger or more garlic or whatever it might be. So, taste through your as you're making. Taste. It's actually a wonderful thing. So, I even when I make meatballs, I make a mini meatball and I cook my mini meatball and I eat it. And then I decide if I want to change how the meatball is. So, all right, 2 tablespoons of that. And then I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of salt in there. Just a pinch. And I'm actually going to hold off on the pepper. All right, so this gochujang paste mixes in there. You guys can see it's turning a beautiful orange color. So I pulled off a little bit on the mayo. I went a little shy. The gochujang paste is a little wet. You can see, look at that, pretty. Love it, orange color. All right. Love it. And actually, this feels a little bit thick, so I'm just going to do a tiny bit more mayo. All right. If you wanted it darker, if you wanted it to taste, if you wanted more flavor from the gochujang, like I said, it's however you want to do it. So I'm going to go with that. Look, it looks good. We're going to get our piping bag ready. If you don't have a piping bag at home, feel free to use a plastic bag. Just cut the corner off of that plastic bag. If you don't have a piping tip, don't worry about it. Fill your bag first, kind of into the corner, and then cut your corner off, and you can pipe it into there, no problem. Just don't cut your hole too big to begin with. Try to cut it small at first and try it out, and then see if you need to cut it a little bit more.
Ooh, we've got something on the Q&A.
Q&A? All right.
Q&A. The hard-boiled eggs, did you say you steamed them?
I did steam them. So I put them in a colander inside my saucepan with 1 inch of water, and then I turned it on medium heat, and the water was room temperature. The eggs actually were, well, they were from the refrigerator. So, and then I just put a timer on for 20 minutes. And then when that timer was done, then I threw them in the ice cold water, and they're perfectly done. So yes, steam works great. All right, another little trick for piping bags that I know of. If you twist your piping bag right behind the tip, then kind of shove the twisted part into the tip. This kind is not as good as the regular plastic ones to stay in there. But then that twisted part should stay in there, and then you won't have anything leaking out your tip while you're filling it. So kind of a neat little trick there. All right. You're gonna, another piping bag trick. Fold over the edge. And then that edge, your hand can go underneath that little lip, so you can help to hold it open as well. So. All right. I'm not doing so good at that. Okay. So my twist is holding. And I'm going to put this down, and I'm just going to push all the stuff to the bottom here before I twist it at the top. Yep, move that. So I'm just using my hand flat just to push everything to the bottom so that I can then get my hand around the top. So I don't want it in here. But like I said, my twisted part is still holding. So now I can undo that. And we're ready to go. All right. Let's say I should move it around here. So we've got one in the middle. One in the middle that's standing up, and then the rest are traditionally cut in half lengthwise. So. When you guys are piping your eggs, make sure to push down gently before you pull up as you're finishing. And you don't get the whoop-de-woo on the top. What else to call it there? And then don't be afraid to fill them up. You know, there's always filling left over, and believe me, I like to squeeze it in my mouth. I love it, but if you don't want to have any at the end, just make sure you fill them up nice and full. All right. Looking beautiful. Like I said, I'm gonna put a little bit more. I love the gochujang flavor. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of red pepper, gochujang pepper on there. You guys, don't be afraid to try new flavors. That's what's fun about food. New flavors, new ingredients. I find every year there's something I did to try that's different, and it's really fun. If you try it, if you don't try it, you never know whether you're gonna like it or not. That's the beautiful part. Okay, now we're gonna take a couple of our little horse ears here. So they work well against my black shirt. And put on for decoration. And you guys, this is super simple stuff, but it's really fun. And people, think you do this for guests or whatever. I know we're not having many guests these days, but it really, simple stuff, but they think it's really awesome. Okay. All right, perfect. Oh, my kimchi. All right, I'm just gonna throw a little kimchi off to the side. I'm running out of spoons. All right, my favorite kimchi. This is just a garnish on the side, so I'm just gonna throw some off to the side on the edge. So if I want to throw a little bit on my deviled egg, I can. Okay, there we go. All right, you guys. Pretty cool. Look at that beautiful orange color. It's hard to see. Awesome, kimchi deviled eggs. Fun. All right. Do you guys have any questions?
Please feel free to unmute and shout out if you have any questions.
I'm gonna want to eat this. Kate, we'll send it home with Kate.
Kate never says no.
I know, Kate never says
Lots
no.
of leftovers.
All right, you guys, so I hope that you are adventurous. Like I said, if you have any questions about any of the ingredients, please hop on and ask. Try these recipes out in your family. Like I said, take your deviled eggs to the next level. If you think of a combination, I mean, egg is just kind of the egg yolk is buttery and it really actually tastes flavors well. So I don't know that there's any flavor except for maybe like if you were like to do pineapple deviled egg. Actually, that might even be good too. It really kind of is just that richness of mouthfeel. So it really takes flavors well, and the sky is the limit. So you could do a barbecue deviled egg.
Ooh, we've had another question.
All right.
All right. Thank you. That was fun. Well, thank you, Cindy. That was fun.
Thank you. Awesome. Good. Like I said, try them out. If you find me on Facebook, or let Harmony know how you like to do a post on their Facebook page or the class page, and let us know how you liked the recipes, or let us know what you tried.
Thank you all very much for coming.
Thank you,
And
guys.
Special thanks to Amber, our fantastic instructor.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thanks.
Oh, Luann has raised her hand, it looks like. Lisa Irvin.
I just want to tell you thank you, Amber. Very good.
Can't quite hear you.
Louder. Oh, they made the egg drop soup. Yay. Fabulous. Good.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is really exciting. We'll stick around here for a couple more minutes in case more people have questions or comments. Make sure to stop by Amber's restaurant once it has reopened.
Yes.
Her restaurant is Table for 7, and it's right downtown.
Yes, we will be reopening next week on Wednesday, and we'll be open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 7:30. So check us out.
I will do that. We'll stop for lunch.
Thank you. All right, right here. Oh my God. These really are me.
It smells amazing. I wish there was a way to get the smell to come through the Zoom link.
I know, right?
I do not think there is. All right, if there's nothing else, we're gonna hit end. So,
Thank you, everyone.
yeah, thank you. All right, and I'm hitting end.
Actually, how long was that? I was like, it didn't feel like an hour.